We filed bankruptcy 6 years ago and we're in debt again.
I'm exposing my debt so you can feel better about your debt.
Hi, my name is Sierra. I am 18 and I am over $500,000 in debt.
This is spread across 8 credit cards and it's going to blow your mind.
We are covering insane amounts of debt. We're going to watch some videos that cover this topic today. Comment below, let me know what you think. I hope you had an amazing Christmas and New Year period. Let's get straight into the first video.
We filed bankruptcy 6 years ago and we're in debt again, and I want to go over what that debt is. The total amount of debt is $92,589. So we have 2 cars. One car is $19,812 and the other one is $21,404. And so that is a combined total of $41,216. Our credit cards between me and my husband are $32,715. And we have loans. I included like a firm, bread, which was our furniture. I included that in there. I even included our phones, you know, like when you go to Verizon and get like a phone and they put it into your monthly payment. I even included those. So all of that included is $18,618. We have multiple loans from Upstart and Upgrade. Oh, and Avant gave me a loan too. So yeah, $92,589.
Filed bankruptcy and they're in debt again. This is what happens when people do things like that but don't change their habits and behaviors. And it's almost like a cycle people get stuck in. It's always usually cars, a lot of it. Isn't that crazy? Because sometimes they charge exorbitant amounts on interest for cars. And I think that is such a daylight robbery, especially when you hear my loan is X, Y, and Z, and then they go to value the car, how much they'd actually get for it, and it's a lot less or quite a bit less than what they would get back to resell the car, which in my view is such a waste of money. Just money down the drain, gone. Bye.
I'm exposing my debt so you can feel better about your debt. Let's do this. My husband and I are in a lot of debt, and we're finally in a season where we can start to pay that debt off a little more aggressively than just making the minimum monthly payments. And I decided to document our journey to being debt-free. The debt that I'm going to start out with is a debt that I don't have the exact specific numbers for just yet, just because we're working on refinancing a couple of things and that's going to take some time. That being said, I can estimate that we have over $100,000 worth of student loans and personal loans. And I can get into more of the why behind the personal loans, but maybe I'll save that for another video. Before you watch the rest of this video, if you think you have more debt than me, hit the like button. Let's move on to our credit card debt, which is really our priority right now. Gotta take a sip before this. As of today, we have 6 credit cards. We're just gonna name them credit card 1, credit card 2, credit card 3, etc. I'm also not gonna go into the why behind this credit card debt right now. I can do that in another video, and if you're curious about it, I would love to share some of those stories. We all have stories where hardships hit and we had to do what we could to survive. Credit card number 1. Current balance is $7,513. Credit card number 2 is $8,912.74. Credit card number 3, the current balance is $10,229.91. Credit card 4, the balance is $10,317.05. Credit card number 5, current balance is $11,812.86. And I saved the best for last. Or maybe the most tragic. Credit card number 6, current balance is $16,582.43. Our current running balance of credit card debt is $63,227. We are going all in and being extremely aggressive on how much we are paying per month. Credit card debt is very stressful. There's a lot of shame around it and it can feel really isolating, but I don't look at this number with fear anymore. If you have debt that you're afraid to face, I really encourage you to face it. Stare at it until it doesn't scare you anymore. because it's just a number. I take this debt really seriously, and my husband and I take full responsibility and accountability for every single dollar of this debt. It doesn't matter the reason that we're in it. Everybody has a story and reasons behind their debt, and we shouldn't judge anyone. I certainly don't. So here it is, $63,000 in credit card debt, and this is where it all begins. And I'm terrified and also excited to be documenting and sharing this journey with anyone who wants to watch.
Although she mentions I'm not going to judge anyone for their debt, I think at the end of the day, it's great that she's said, I've taken accountability, like it's my partner and I who have spent all this money. I just think that when people do post it online, sometimes it becomes normalized to have this amount or credit card debts and to have 6 credit cards. Like obviously I don't know this person's situation and what they may have needed the money for, but it would be interesting to know if it was debt that was just consumption or debt that was literally I need to get out of this X, Y, and Z and I need to pay for it. Those are 2 different things. So, I mean, it's a lot of debt across 6 different credit cards. And sometimes the amount of interest you pay on credit cards can be ridiculous. So I'm wondering if that is the case for the credit cards that this individual has as well. I think student loans are always so mind-boggling because people go and study and try to do the right thing. You know, we were told a lot, especially when I was younger, go to uni, go and study, you'll make money. That was kind of always what was ingrained in my head, and I'm really glad I didn't go down the uni route because I feel like I would have been really unhappy and I probably wouldn't have went through with the degree, and then I would have had all this student loan debt because I went to uni. And if you don't use that, I guess, degree or education that you've had and learnt, then it just feels like you've wasted it almost. And I didn't want that feeling for myself because I knew I would feel so bad about it. Yes, I do think it's great we're being transparent and trying to encourage each other to do better and get on top of our debt and not just bury our head in the sand, because let's admit, it can be easy to do that. But I also think there's got to be a point where we just go, like we really need to watch our spending because this is going to get out of hand and quickly.
Let's break down my credit card debt together so that I can help you feel better about your finances. All right, are we ready? Because this is spread across 8 credit cards and it's going to blow your mind. Let's start off with my smallest amount and work all the way up to my highest credit card. So first off, I have my Shields credit card. This is the one that we're currently working on paying off, and it is sitting at $2,874. Next, after that is my Discover card, and that is sitting at $4,844. Next, after that is my Chase Disney card, and this is sitting at $5,593. After that, I have my Star card, which is sitting at $7,628. And after that is my husband's Star card, because yes, we both have one, and his is sitting at $8,028. Then we have my Visa Platinum card, which is sitting at $11,283. And then we have my Cash Rewards card, which is sitting at $19,725. And then we have my highest card. That's my American Express, and it's sitting at $24,987. When you add all of these together, that's a total of $84,962 in credit card debt alone. This does not include student loans. This does not include car loans, just credit cards.
So that's excluding all other loans, just credit cards. It just proves to me, honestly, it seems like these companies that provide the credit cards do not give two shits, because how are you going to give someone, and I'm not sure, maybe they got these credit cards before they got into this much debt, but how are you going to have so many credit cards with so much debt and still able to get other credit cards? Just kind of shows to me that they don't care. As long as you're in debt and you owe them money, that's so wrong. Thank you so much for being here. If you haven't joined the fam, we'd love to have you here. We are so close to our goal, which is 500 subs.
Hi, my name is Sierra. I am 18 and I am over $500,000 in debt. So come cook dinner with me and clean my kitchen while I talk about how I got here. Okay, so we're gonna be making the trashiest Midwestern dinner, tater tot hot dish for my boyfriend because he won't eat the healthy food I ate. Okay, so let's talk about the first thing that got me started off having any debt in the first place. This year in May, I think it was, right before the summer, I purchased my dream car. And a little backstory actually first. So I've been working full-time since I was a sophomore in high school. So I did not go to school. I worked full-time and did online school while I was working. So I've been making a full-time income as a manager of a spa the whole time. So I was able to be in this position. A little bit of a side story for that. So with that being said, I ended up buying a 2025 Honda CR-V hybrid at the beginning of this year, and I will insert a picture of it here so you can kind of get an idea what it looks like. It would not let me insert a picture, so here's her right now. Don't mind the dirt. She doesn't get a car wash ever, but... And now I'm going to be completely transparent because that's why you're watching, and I love when other people are. So I ended up paying, I think it was $49,000 after everything for that. So it was around $49,000. I don't remember what my down payment was, but I now owe, I think, like $23,000-22,000 on it. And my goal is to pay it off in the next few months, or at least by the next year it has to be paid off. So that is where the first amount of debt comes from, and that will hopefully be paid off soon, but that's why I'm making this, to hold myself accountable and to make sure that it gets paid off. And I love watching these. That Caleb guy has been all over my For You page, so it inspired me just to be transparent because everyone's life looks great, but it's really a bunch of debt. So forgot to video me skipping this in, but that is the debt for my car. So that is a small percentage of the $500,000 that I claimed. So the other big portion is going to come from this house. We just moved in and closed November 1st. So with that being said, I bought the house with my longtime boyfriend, so it is not on me, it is both of our loan. So the house, not that I wanted to share this information, but I guess we're being transparent. The house, after we put our down payment down and paid all the fees and whatever, it came out to $503 is what the loan amount was for. So we have a $500,000 loan under us for that, which we have a 30-year loan for that, and my goal is to get that paid off as fast as possible. So hopefully not in 30 years. If so, this is gonna be a long series I'm making for 30 years to pay off my house loan. And so with that being aired out now, that is the debt I'm dealing with and working on paying off. I am making a goal to post about it and be transparent about it because I feel like it's extremely realistic, and it's hard for other people to put themselves in, compare themselves to other people when it's literally all just a bunch of debt. Everyone is just in a ton of debt, and if you're not, congratulations, but the rest of us are. So this is just me personally, what debt I have and what I'm working through. A lot of people wouldn't count their house as debt, I feel like, whenever anyone talks about it, but it is in fact debt.
Wow, 18 with that much debt. But in saying that, a house, that's huge. At 18 years old, I will say congrats. That's a good one. I haven't heard too much of that happening at such a young age, and it is a lot of debt for someone that age. And always, again, with the car loans, the car debt, it's so much money. Thank you for watching and being here today. I appreciate your support. It means so much to me. Comment below. Let me know what you did for New Year's or Christmas. I hope you spent it with family and friends. I spent time with my family and some of my friends as well, which is really nice. Don't forget to join the fam if you haven't already. We'd love to have you here. I will see you next time. Have an amazing rest of your day.